Return to Sleepaway Camp. Only return that matters. And I stand by that. I'm going to get a lot of angry letters about that one. Now, this movie is a direct sequel to Sleepaway Camp. It does not take into mind Sleepaway Camp 2 or 3. I will remind you of this later on. It starts with the song Return to Sleepaway Camp by some goats. It is hard to understand because the goats speak goat. As newspaper clippings remind us of what happened at Camp Arawak with Angela, who is a guy, but a cute guy. And then we see our main character, Alan, who demands to use a lighter to light farts. And does not light a good fart, probably because he just pooped. And if you just poop, you can't fart well. I mean, it's just a proven thing. So then he takes some hairspray and lights a blowtorch, threatening the other kids in his camp, in his tent, well, in his cabin, until the counselor Randy comes in and threatens to light Alan on fire. To which Alan flees. Then we see them at dinner. Though it's nighttime when Alan was lighting his farts. We cut to dinner. And Alan refuses to eat, at which point Randy shoves his face in the food and demands him eat. And then Ronnie, the other character from Sleepaway Camp that's in this, who survived the Camp Arawak tragedy, breaks up the fight and tells Alan to go get something else to eat in the kitchen. But then Bella, the black chick, the fat black chick, who I have a theory has a crush on Alan, has like a hair doll of him and has like earwax candle and secretly loves him, punches Alan in the chest. Because you know, when all black people punch you in the chest, they're secretly saying, I want to feel your heart. So then Alan throws her food on her. Then Alan goes to the kitchen and we meet the chef. Who's chef? He's chef. He's the chef from South Park, Isaac Hayes, who is leaving but tells his assistant to take the trash out so they don't get rats, and to treat Alan well. And by well, that means he tells Alan he can have tuna salad or egg salad. But Alan steals an ice cream bar. I've been choked on my saliva all day. To which his assistant Nicky, or Mickey, whatever his name is, throws eggs at Alan. To which Alan replies by throwing knives back. So it's an eggy knifey challenge. The head of the camp, Frank, runs Alan out of there, who goes to a special spot with his frogs, and his stepbrother pulls a knife on Alan and tells him to come back home. And it's my knife, a knife I had for years. And I can tell it's not sharp because I know what that knife looks like when it's sharp. Alan eventually comes back and goes to the cantina, the lodge thing where you can buy candy and stuff. And waves at Karen, the girl he likes. To which Karen's friends invite him over. And then abandon Karen with him. And she says, what's that smell? And Alan's like, oh, Mickey was throwing eggs at me. And apparently Alan only has one outfit in this movie. A white shirt and black pants. Because he never changes clothes throughout the whole movie. and the movie takes place over several days. So Alan just never changes outfits. At which point Bella walks up to Alan and grabs him by the crotch. See, this is why I knew she had a crush on him. She's feeling him up, making sure that junk is big enough for her. Alan then retreats, and the dopers, Weed and I don't know the other guy's name, Weed 2, I guess, have Alan smoke some cow patties. At which point Alan gets the nickname Blowjob. And Petey, the hot chick who clearly has a thing for Alan, takes Alan away. I don't know why Alan just didn't sleep with Petey, but who knows? Maybe it's because she's Indian. The next day, Alan forces Karen and her friend to go to his special spot with all the frogs after he gets attacked by both sides on paintball. Which I can assure you, the reason he's crying is because those paintballs hurt. I played paintball back before they gave you the protective vests, and those paintballs hurt. Anyways, what it turns out is stepbrother Michael skinned all the frogs and then dropped them out a tree right when Karen's there, making Alan look like a psychopath. Which Alan is not a psychopath. He is very caring, very loving, very, very fat. Actually, he might be Garfield. I think he likes lasagna too. He might be Garfield. So then Alan chases Karen onto the docks, where the other kids rip him an atomic wedgie and throw him in the water. At which point, Petey saves him. I still don't know why he just doesn't sleep with Petey. He goes back to the cantina that night, and Karen has a surprise for him. And the surprise is she takes him backstage of the little stage they got set up in a curtain, and they steal all his clothes and then put him on display on the stage. At which point, Petey saves him again, and Ronnie tells Randy, who has the night off, that he's in charge of finding out who did all this stuff. Well, Petey puts him to bed, and Ronnie accuses Petey of being Angela, because deaths have started occurring. Mainly the death of Weed, the disappearance of Mickey, and somebody else died, but I don't remember who it was. So he accuses Petey of being Angela, while the boys outside chant blowjob. Which point Alan freaks out and runs away. And then the next day, Frank dies because someone put a rat in a cage, put a cage on his head, and put a rat in there with him. And then guess who else dies? Bella. She has no more time to crush on Alan, but she was staring at him in her magazine when she died. And PC dies because he gets a spear through his head. It's actually one of the better deaths. And Karen is convinced she's next. And she sees the person in the mask and she faints. And then is almost hung, but is got down at the last minute. And then Michael decides to take matters into his own hand and beats Alan at his secret spot with the frogs with a croquet mallet. Only to be confronted by the real killer, who then Ricky, who is helping them find the killer, and Ronnie, and some blonde chick whose name I don't know, find Alan, beaten by Michael. And he points to Michael as the person who beat him, and then they find Michael, who has no skin. He went for the ultimate nude spot. And then it's revealed who the killer is. And it's Angela, who was hiding out as Deputy Jerry the whole time, who laughs maniacally at the end because she did it because people were picking on Alan. And that's Return to Sleepaway Camp. There is an end credit scene with Angela dressed as a cheerleader, which is pretty great. But I'm not going to tell you about that. You're just going to have to watch the movie. This is a great movie. It's got lots of death in it. Karen should have died. But then again, Karen was left with Deputy Jerry, so he may have killed her, actually. Because that's when Michael ran out to go get revenge on Alan, and he left Karen with Deputy Jerry. So Deputy Jerry may have actually killed Karen. We don't know for sure. It's a great movie. People who died deserved it. And I give it 20 out of 18 stars. Go watch it. It's on Prime. It's probably somewhere else too. It's a great movie. Join me next week where we will talk about. Come on, I just had it. Oh, yes. The reason Macho Man hates Hulk Hogan. And we will do an old movie, The Indestructible Man. So join me then.